Well, welcome back now for the many faces and talents of Marilyn Michaels. Nice work over there, Marilyn.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you do when you perform with the Philadelphia Symphony? It's got to be different than this, for heaven's sake.
Yes, well, I've never done that before. This is a first for me, working with Peter Nero and the symphony. I will be doing some singing, some straight singing, and probably more comedy and some impressions.
But will you be doing
everything.
classical singing? Would you do that with the symphony, or will it be...
No, it'll be pop. It'll be pop stuff. Sometimes I do some classical singing.
Have you ever tried it, really, when you were young?
Of course,
and
a little bit, you know, darling.
You're working on a Broadway play, where
Yes.
and it's, of course, it stars you yourself and you. Well,
Yes.
There's no sense of writing a play.
Right.
You're right. And it's unusual in that you play, is it 7 different women seen by 7 different men?
Yeah, Tom, it's the kind of thing that I think that Peter Sellers would have done if he had ever done a show or a musical. I play 7 different women, and it's the evolution of a woman from when she's a very little girl. Very young. Want to play in the sandbox, Mr. Snyder? We could have a wonderful time together. And then she gets to be very, very old. Very old indeed, extremely. And I go through all those stages, as seen through the eyes of 7 different men.
Uh-huh.
So.
Does it have a happy ending, or do you just die?
Well, after 7 men in 2 hours,
Enough is enough.
Oh, honey,
yeah.
let me tell you. But I think that I'll be quite happy after those 2 hours, yeah.
As a woman, how have you changed, do you think, over the years? You know, with the advent of the women's movement, women's rights, the ERA and all that. How have you seen yourself changing, or noticed different opinions forming?
I think I'm growing up. I think that I had an advantage being in the industry, having been born into a show business family, always singing ever since I was a kid, you know, a bratty little kid with talent. I was always
were you bratty?
I was bratty,
Yeah.
I was bratty. But I was always singing, I was always working, and yet, even though I had that ability to go out and make money, I mean, there are women who are fighting for equal pay and all of that, I never had that problem, Tom. I mean, in show business, women do very well, knock wood. But emotionally, I've always been very tied to my parents and a kind of a, you know, very moral Jewish upbringing. You know, you get married and that's it.
Yep,
And then
yep.
you work a little, then you have a baby, and
You know,
that's
you're
it.
the 4,000th person over the years that's told me about a very moral Jewish upbringing.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a very immoral Jewish upbringing? Does that ever happen? I don't know.
think that exists. I really
You know, like I
don't.
always say, well, I had a very strict Catholic upbringing. People say, is there anything as an unstrict Catholic upbringing? No, there's not. It's very strict.
No, really, very much. I had to have a normal childhood. I wasn't a normal kid, but I had to have a normal childhood. So I did the best I could, but now I find that I'm finding more of myself through my work, that I love my work, and if the other thing happens, it's very difficult to find the right person, to find the right one. If it happens, then I'll just consider myself extra lucky. Then I'd have an awful lot. I'd be very grateful.
I don't know where this is going to go, but are you, you're younger than Barbra Streisand, aren't you?
I certainly hope so.
Okay.
I don't wait to she won't like this.
When was her first big hit? When was that?
I guess it was in the early 60s.
Now, how old were you when that happened?
Oh, I don't know. Don't ask me numbers. I'm terrible with
but were
numbers.
you like 15 or 20 or so?
Yeah, well, it's about, about 17, 18.
I think I'll have water. After that number, you throw numbers at me.
No, but I was just wondering if when you saw her, you weren't a famous person and she was, and you said to your mother, how come she's there doing that? Why can't they wait for me?
This is the point. This is what I mean.
All right.
You see, it's so funny because Barbara she didn't have, I don't think she had that strict moral upbringing. So she ran out there and started to do all this work, and I was hanging around in school. My mother kept me in school. You have to be in school. So I stayed in school. Barbara went out there, made the career real quick, but I was singing that same way. I mean, before Barbara. Well, that's how it works. I love Barbara. I think she's brilliant, and she's one of my idols.
Sure.
She's superb.
Sure.
Superb.
Sure, Marilyn. You know, I love Barbara. She's superb. But let's get back to my story. Or was the guy said, enough about me. What do you think of me? When you do impressions of people and they're in the house watching you, if you play big rooms, is that nerve-wracking to do? To, for example, know that Julie Andrews might be sitting in this room tonight, and would you believe? Surprise, surprise, surprise!
What?
She's not here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think that, you know, impressions are a great form of flattery or whatever, and most of the performers know. They say, oh, it's really flattering. Julie Andrews said, and this is a quote, "I know that I've arrived now that you do me. which is lovely. I mean, it's a lovely thing to hear, and I was flattered. But I find that when I'm doing them, like doing it with Dinah Shore, and Dinah's sitting right next to me, she says, I don't do that. I don't talk that way. I don't sound that. I don't know why they do that with me. I never go, mwah, you know? And people do, they sort of, you know, smile, but they grit their teeth a little bit, as if to say, oh, what is she going to do? You know, will she make me look bad?
People are scared that...
they're afraid.
That
they're afraid.
You're going to put them down. I know when Aykroyd used to do me on the old Saturday Night Live, people thought it was a put-down. I always thought it was very complimentary.
And you loved it, so.
I loved it. I wish it was still there, because it would help here a little bit, too, if you know what I mean. Nobody's doing anything on that show. In fact, it's not even on the air anymore. It's terrible. Right. It's awful. But it will be coming back, folks. It hasn't left forever. I don't want to leave the wrong impression that the whole thing has gone down the tubes because millions of dollars are riding on it. Anyway. We don't have prayer meetings here every morning just for fun. I mean, please. Marilyn Michaels, where are you? You do impressions of men, too. I read your little brochure this afternoon.
I do some men, not...
You do Bert Lahr.
Yes.
What does it take to be king of the forest? Courage. What makes the Hottentot so hot? Who put the ape in the apricot? What do they got that I ain't got? Courage.
I do a little bit. That's such a good honor. They're so good.
Now, we're going to put you back to work, and they just told me you're... not right this second.
Oh,
I'm
good.
Still Singing the Blues is the one?
Yeah.
We had a set built here last week. Some people were to come in from sophisticated ladies, as you know. And there's a staircase back there, and I mean, there are different levels and revolving... I was going to say, yeah, it's a revolving ball, isn't it? You've all seen those in the movies. And I mean, are you going to go up and down those stairs and all that?
Well, I'm afraid of heights, but they had the set from the, and I got stuck with it.
Okay. Just don't step off the last one, because...
Okay.
All right, and don't run off. We're going to do a little commercial, and then Marilyn Michaels will join us to do a number called I'm Still Singing the Blues, which is the story of my life.
Yay.
We'll be right back after these announcements from New York and Los Angeles. Now here is Marilyn Michaels, as only Marilyn Michaels, to sing and dance her way into our hearts with I'm Still Singing the Blues. Please welcome back Marilyn Michaels. Marilyn?
I always felt forgotten. All the songs I sang were sad. I felt good when I felt rotten. As a matter of fact, I felt best when I felt bad. Then one day I said, what is this? All I ever do is bitch. And that's the day I try to make a switch. I got roughed, I got ested, I did yoga and I jogged. Had my biorhythms tested, my meridians unclogged. Started drinking herbal tea instead of booze. And I'm still singing the blues. Transcendental meditation, a year not eating meat. Had my head shrunk, my palms red, and pressure applied to my feet. I chose what I got, and I got that you get what you choose. And I'm still singing the blues. Monday was stretch class, and Tuesday was group. Wednesday, shiatsu, and Thursday I drew. Friday and Saturday dealt with self-doubt. Sunday I'd wake up and pass out. I was sick of eating brown rice. I was sicker of the smell. I was sick of being my own best friend, and I was sick of getting well. I've had enough, I'm checking out. Goodbye and amen. How can you be here now when you gotta be there then? Turn my juicer into a doorstop, put Freud into the heap. I called my hypnotist and said, hey Bernie, put yourself to sleep. Put down the LA Times, I picked up the Daily News and really got into the blues. I was back in the gutter, feeling sublime, singing Old Van River, drinking Boone's Farm wine. From a cat he stepped a cat, wearing two-tone shoes. He said, hey baby, is that you singing the blues? He had a hot blues band on the Upper West Side. They had a gig that night, and the singer just died. He liked my style, and just for a proof, I lowered my consciousness and I raised the roof, and I'm singing. I'm singing. I'm
the blues, the blues, the